Hey folks, this is Mark Maron and you're listening to Tom Clark's Main Event. Alright? Do it!
This is Daddy Show. Step off.
Hey, what is up? Welcome to the program. Thank you for tuning in. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tom Clark, and you are listening to Tom Clark's Main Event. This is episode number 29 of the podcast, and if you are just joining us today for the very first time, we say welcome aboard. For those of you who are coming back for a repeat visit, we say, hey, welcome back. And to everyone involved, we'll extend to you, as always, the customary laurel and a hearty handshake. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. Thanks for following. And hey, thanks for helping me do this thing. Sometimes the introductions go well, sometimes they don't. But you know what? I'm unedited half the time and unscripted all the time. So let's just have fun with it, shall we? This time, the main event, and yes, that's right, I'm going to get right down to it. Hope you're ready, because I am. This time, the main event is SummerSlam and some stuff. And maybe that won't be what I call it, but it's going to be pretty darn close, okay? This episode is being recorded as we speak on the eve of SummerSlam 2015, which promises to be the biggest card of the year for World Wrestling Entertainment, apart, of course, from the granddaddy of them all, WrestleMania, which took place several months ago. This is going to be a 4-hour extravaganza, a fact that WWE is putting over every minute of every hour online, on their TV, on everywhere you can imagine. And that's fine. They are promising some good stuff, some fun times, some big matches. The card is pretty well stacked. Yours truly has been writing about SummerSlam for the better part of a month or more. And as always, you can find my stuff online. We're going to talk about that before the show wraps today. So please give those articles a read, and we'll let you know where you can find that stuff a little bit later on. But first, let's talk about SummerSlam. Then we'll get to the other stuff, because there's some good stuff. SummerSlam. So we have, and I'm just going to go ahead and hit the highlights of this thing, man, and you decide for yourself what you agree with and don't agree with. As always, the card is there and available anytime online to go check it out. As of this recording, I'm pretty well sure that the card has already been fully booked. Every match is in place, and it's going to be a good show, man. I mean, it really is. It's going to be one of those nights that, you know, guys like me are going to have fun with, not only because I'm a fan, but because I'm a writer, and I get to sit there and watch and write and get some, hopefully some good stuff published the following Monday, which is always fun. And let's just be honest, man, watching the program itself. I've been a fan for 30 plus years, and always been a fan, always will be. Love writing about this stuff. Been doing it professionally since 2010. Having a blast with it. Hope you have a blast reading it as well. And let's go ahead and talk about the fully decked card, dude. The fully stacked card of SummerSlam 2015. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. One match in particular, and I'm going to go ahead and start this thing off here, that I believe this match is going to probably steal the show, and if not, it's going to be pretty darn close, okay? Kevin Owens versus Cesaro. Now, I recently published a piece, a little SummerSlam preview, in which I said that this match was going to steal the show, and I firmly believe that. And I also published a piece on Bleacher Report, actually the past couple of days or so, talking about how I feel that this match is going to be big for both guys, and it's going to lead to a huge epic rivalry when SummerSlam is over. Now, I firmly believe that everything is in place for that to happen. Both guys are super talented. They can get it done in the ring, and both guys have the demeanor of like an indie wrestler, which is to say, and this is a compliment, by the way, which is to say they're old school, their work ethic is off the charts, they had to come up the hard way. They came up in front of 20, 30 fans sometimes, and in Smoky Armories and National Guard and bingo halls and stuff like that, and on the high school gyms and on fairgrounds, things of that nature, and probably didn't get anything but gas money as they were getting trained and coming up in the business. And, as we said, earning those stripes and coming up the hard way and doing what they had to do to get over. And to me, in my opinion, that's where the respect factor comes in. Not just for guys like Cesaro and Kevin Owens, but other guys out there as well who have paid their dues. Daniel Bryan was one of them. CM Punk was one of them. Gee, those two guys had pretty good careers, huh? So it's entirely possible that Owens and Cesaro will both have, or I should say each have, tremendous careers in WWE. I'm pulling for both of these guys. I'm not one of these writers that bashes other wrestlers and or for that matter, bashes other writers. There's just no point in all that. There's far too much time being wasted on hate. I say forget the hate, man. Let's just have fun with it. Being a fan is supposed to be fun, right? I want every guy and gal in the business to do well, because the more places there are to work and the better the talents are, the more fun I have as a fan. And honestly, the longer that the business is stretched out, the longer that the business is able to be successful, the longer the business can survive beyond my lifetime, which is something that, and I say that in all sincerity, I truly want that to happen. But in order for that to happen, guys like Kevin Owens and Cesaro must continue to come along and wow us, not only what they can do in the ring, but what they can do on the mic. Kevin Owens is a great example of an old school heel. In a column I recently published on Bleacher Report, I believe it was, I did make the statement that Kevin Owens has an icy demeanor, that he's very reminiscent of Ole Anderson. He's got Ole Anderson's demeanor and personality, but he's got Bam Bam Bigelow's moveset. And to me, and I've said that before on the program, I know, but it just bears repeating. I think he's a combination of some great talents, and he's a very old school heel. He doesn't care if you like him or not. And when fans start to cheer him, he has a rebuttal, which is nice, because to my mind, in my opinion, I should say, a lot of guys out there that are running heel, they just kind of enjoy being cheered just a little bit too much. Do you see what I'm saying? And to me, I'm not with that, man. If you're heel and your job is to make me hate you, then make me hate you. I shouldn't want to cheer you. I can respect you. That's fine. But to me, there's a big difference between respect level and making me love you. I don't need to love you. I need to hate you. So Owens is very good at what he does of making the crowd hate him. Okay, he constantly fires back at fans that are cheering for him, and that's what he should be doing. In my opinion, this match is going to steal the show at SummerSlam. I'd be very surprised if it did not. I know they got some big competition on the show, and they've got some other stuff happening, but honestly, I think both guys are up to it. I think each guy needs to have a good match, and I think they're going to. To me, if you're a guy on the card and you're booked, but your match maybe is not expected to do a whole awful lot, let's say you're given 10 minutes or whatever it is, and you're told, listen, just go out there and have fun or whatever, then to me, that's a challenge, man, wouldn't it be? Like, just go out there and let's just tear the house down. No matter where you put me on the card, I'm going to try to tear the house down, because that's what I do. That would be my mindset going in, as I'm sure it is for Cesaro and Owens both. So I'm definitely looking forward to this match. To me, this could main event any WWE program, SmackDown, Raw, or maybe even perhaps a pay-per-view at some point down the road. But it's going to be probably in the middle of the card, give or take, a little bit higher up possibly. But I think it's going to be a good match. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be top-notch. Okay, folks, so moving right along here. Let's talk a little bit about the Divas match. This is the 9-person, and here's my thing. All 9 girls, okay? You got Team Bad, you got Team PCBs, what they're calling them now. Paige, Charlotte, and Becky Lynch. Then, of course, you have the other 3 girls, Team Bella. God help us all. So, what are your thoughts on the nine Divas mixing up in the ring? Let me just tell you this. For the first time since Trish versus Lita, these many moons ago, women's wrestling is relevant again in WWE. And in case you didn't hear that, it bears repeating, so listen up. For the first time since Trish versus Lita, women's wrestling in WWE is relevant again. And man, aren't you happy about that? To me, I'm ecstatic. I could not be happier. It's made my day, man, because to me, in my opinion, if you're going to be on my TV, you need to contribute, okay? You need to get your work done. You need to impress me. And people say, well, you know, who are you to get impressed or whatever? Dude, I'm a fan. I'm a customer, okay? And here's the difference between me and some other fans. I don't watch the Divas matches hoping that they'll fail or waiting for them to fail. I watch hoping that they can pull it off, that they can make it look good, that they can bring the company back to where it was when, again, it was Trish versus Lita, when there was Victoria and Molly Holly and Ivory and Gail Kim, and just great days for the women inside that company. And lo and behold, that's the era that we've come back to, man. Thanks to the girls from NXT, women's wrestling has completely exploded in WWE. Not only is it relevant again, it's exciting. And guess what's happening during the matches? You don't hear any fans chanting the word boring. By the way, if you chant the word boring, I have no use for you, okay? And I understand where people are coming from, I suppose, to a certain extent when it comes, hey, man, I paid my money. I should be able to say what I want. Just this idea that, listen, I paid money to buy this ticket. I can do whatever I want to do. But aren't you a fan? Don't you want the business to get better? Don't you want the match to be good? Don't you wish the performers well? Don't you want to see them be safe? Don't you want to see them have a good match? When you chant boring, isn't that sort of disrespecting? Now, I'm not saying you don't have a voice, and by having a voice, you shouldn't be allowed to use it. I'm not suggesting that, okay? But what I am saying is the patience level seems to be just next to zero. It's crazy, man. I mean, to me, I sit there and I watch, and I've got my fingers crossed the match is going bad. I say, well, let's see if they can turn around. The match is going good, then I'm a happy guy. Either way, I'll look for the best in the match as best as I possibly can find. And to me, the NXT Divas are bringing it 100%. And Charlotte and Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, of course, at some point, I'm sure was told by someone backstage, be it Vince or be it whoever else comes down the pipe, the agents that's working with these girls, say, listen, this is your time. Go out there and grab it and don't let go. Make the best of it. Guess what? That's exactly what they're doing. It's impressive. Aren't you impressed? I mean, how many people do you actually see on Monday Night Raw get up during the women's matches now to go get refreshments or go to the bathroom? I mean, seriously, it's not happening like it used to be, man. I mean, people are tuning in, they're chanting, they're getting involved because the matches are fun again. Boy, there's a shock value item for you right there, folks, isn't it? Just make the match entertaining, and guess what? Bam, I'll watch. That's not hard math. I've never been very good at math, but I can do 1 + 1. And I know for sure as a pro wrestling fan, if you make the match entertaining, I'm going to have me some fun. Isn't that so easy? Holy cow, man. It's easy for me. What about you? Definitely looking forward to this match. Can't wait to see these girls in action. Of course, all this is going to lead to Charlotte getting the championship belt from Nikki Bella. If you didn't know that, then, man, what product are you watching? Because honestly, it's obvious, and it's what should happen. Not going to happen at SummerSlam. If it were me, I'd put it off till WrestleMania. That's just me talking. I think it'd be a great moment for her, for that division, and let's just see them get bigger and better as the months go on. I'm all for it. Bring it's what I say. Okay, folks, let's talk about a match that maybe none of us thought we were going to see, but it's going to happen. Stephen Amell, the actor from Arrow, which of course is based on the DC comic superhero Green Arrow, and yes, he refuses to grow a goatee. It's in his contract, is what he says. Neville teaming up with Arrow, okay, to take on King Barrett and Stardust. And now Barrett's being called the Cosmic King. Oh my God in heaven. Let me just tell you this, that Stardust is so good at being so odd that it was hard for me to not buy into Barrett being the Cosmic King. I mean, seriously, I think Stardust pulled off that spot pretty well, don't you? He's a lot like his brother in as much as not only his work ethic, but also because when he speaks, I have a hard time not believing what he says. I believe that Cody believes that he is Stardust, okay? I see no sign of Cody Rhodes when I hear Stardust talk, and you know what? That's a good thing. He's done a tremendous job. He took the whole idea of, I'm going to take this bizarre character and step out of myself and be something big and be something different and be something better. And he took it to a whole other level. It's exactly what Dustin did with Goldust. It's exactly what's happening with Stardust character right now. And yes, I am tremendously not only impressed by it, but I can't wait to see what happens on Sunday, because honestly, dude, Stephen Amell's going to be ready. For anybody that saw him jump the rail, hop over the top rope, and spear Stardust on Monday Night Raw last week, 2 weeks ago, man, that was some big-time stuff. Stephen Amell was ready. He will be ready for the match itself. I guarantee you, as this is being recorded, he's in a ring somewhere, getting trained, taking bumps, and I think that he's going to turn in a tremendous performance. I think he will be as ready as any pro wrestler that's come down the pike that's getting to work a dark match on a pay-per-view, and that, or on a Raw or a SmackDown. That's what I truly believe is going to happen here, man. I really believe that we're going to see, Stephen Amell come in the ring and just kill it, just go lights out. I just see it happening. I think it's going to be impressive. I think he will be impressive. I think the whole thing is going to be fun, going to be entertaining. And what sets him apart from everyone else, you ask? Well, I'm glad you asked. Stephen Amell is a true fan, and by being a true fan, that means he respects the business, okay? You didn't see him go to Twitter and blow it up talking about, oh, that was so much fun, and they took it so easy on me. No, man. He went to Twitter and he talked about how much he was hurting and sore because the fact that he's getting trained, he's taking his bumps. And for folks, for anyone out there who's never took a bump in a wrestling ring, you have no idea how it feels. Oh my God. Let me just tell you, the first time I ever took a bump in a wrestling ring, I'm talking about an old school ring. It was one of those 18-foot jobs. In fact, now that I'm thinking back, it might have been a 16-foot ring. It was not very big. Not by WWE standards anyway. The ring is 20 by 20. But the first time I took a bump on my back, I laid there for a minute, and I legit thought I was dying, okay? And I vividly remember three of the wrestlers who were in there with me stand over me and smile. And I'm looking up at the bright lights, and they're like, "Are you okay?" And I'll never forget that moment, because my response was along the lines of, "Just let me lay here for a minute." Oh, it was bad, you know. But it's okay, because I had more fun than a human being should possibly ever have when I was in the business. And yes, I miss those days tremendously, which is another reason why I keep writing about the stuff to this very moment. Oh, those were the days, man. Such fun times. But anyway, I digress. Stephen Amell will be ready. He will be fully prepared for the match at SummerSlam. I think all of you will be fully impressed by what he does. I would be shocked if his match was not 5-star. I think he will bring everything that a guy that's not been trained and is doing this for a living could possibly bring, and will look as good as an individual that's not doing this for a living could possibly look. I mean that. I think he's going to be tremendous. I think he's got the goods. He's got the stuff, okay? And I think you are going to be very impressed, and I think you're going to be floored by how much he brings to the match itself. And I, for one, cannot wait to see what happens at SummerSlam. Looking forward to it. Here comes a match that was just booked literally just like 2 days ago or whatever it was now. Dolph Ziggler versus Rusev. That's right, folks. Dolph is back. The silly storyline between Dolph and Lana being boyfriend and girlfriend. Kaissing, sitting in a tree and all that nonsense. Well, it's come back around because Dolph has come back to Raw. He came back on Monday Night Raw, much to a gigantic ovation, explosion, if you will, from the crowd. And yes, he's back, and yes, he's working Rusev, and yes, I expect him to win. Now, here's where I'm at on Dolph. Love me some Dolph, always have. The guy has straight up heart, straight up respect, straight up love for the business. Got a good head on his shoulders, says all the right things, does all the right things. The guy just looks good all the time. I don't think Dolph's ever took a night off, to be honest with you. I've never seen Dolph have a bad match. I've seen him have matches where he looks tired. I've seen him have matches against guys that maybe couldn't do their part, but I've never seen him have a bad match. And that's a compliment, man, because Dolph is on his game all the time. Now, the only issue I have is that I want Dolph to be bigger and better than what he is. But a lot of us do, and a lot of us have since day one, man, because Dolph has it. Now, WWE, for whatever reason, refuses to put him back up in the main event picture, or much less WWE World Title picture. I don't think that's ever going to happen. I don't say that because I want to be right. I say that because I truly believe that WWE has had chance after chance after chance. They've not taken it. But I will say this. If and when he beats Rusev at SummerSlam, a second look ought to be given to him. Straight up. Things ought to be done. Things ought to be put in motion for him. Okay? I mean, seriously, that something needs to happen for him because he deserves it. He's earned it. He's done everything asked of him from the moment he stepped into that company to right now. When you hear and read about guys that are problems in the locker room, that complain, that bellyache, that whine, I don't think I've ever read anything negative about Dolph. I've read statements that, he's doing the best he can. He doesn't understand why he's not perhaps in certain spots or whatever. And I'm not quoting here. I'm just off the top of my head riffing here, folks. But other than that, I don't remember reading anything from anyone about him or from him himself where he's saying, oh, my God, I hate my job. I wish I could get out of here. TNA, here I come. Dolph is happy where he is, and he should be, because they're happy with him. To what extent they're happy with him is always open for debate, because, again, a lot of us want to see him climb the ladder and become a main event star. Whether or not that's going to happen, dude, I have no idea. Can he handle it? You better believe he can. Can he handle all the pressure that goes along with it? You better believe he can, absolutely. Whether or not that's going to happen is anyone's guess, man. He's been there before. He's been on the mountaintop as world champion. They yanked the rug out from underneath of him. So I don't know, man. It's going to be a tough deal. It's going to be a tough thing to see if he were to slide back down again. But to me, one of the best hands in the company. He's in the top 3 best hands in that company, in my opinion, next to Seth and a healthy Daniel Bryan. So he's very, very good at what he does. And I just hope that what he does eventually takes him to championship gold, no matter what that gold may be. I want to see him get a title once again. Speaking of titles, folks, how about this one? Ryback, Intercontinental Champion. Had Cesaro on the brain there, didn't I? Ryback, your Intercontinental Champion, defending against The Big Show and The Miz. Intercontinental Championship on the line, Jack. So, how you feeling about this? Has Ryback grown on you? Thanks for asking. Yes, he's grown on me, okay? Ryback, to me, is exactly where he needs to be. I think that he's got all the tools. I think that he's come a heck of a long way. I think that he's overcome the Goldberg chance, and if anyone out there uses the Goldberg chance, shame on you. Shut up and quit listening to me, because you're frustrating me to no end. It's the truth. Let Ryback be Ryback, okay? Seriously, man, because he's very good at being Ryback. He's not so good at being anybody else. So let him just be Ryback, okay? And I think he does an excellent job at what he does. For his shtick, for what he's supposed to do in his character, I think he does a fine job, straight up. And I love the fact that they didn't take the championship away from him, but I don't think they should take it away from him at SummerSlam either. I think he should continue to hold that belt for as long as humanly possible, because he's good. He's getting better. He's better on the mic than he used to be. Maybe he's not Paul Heyman, but he doesn't have to be, okay? He's good at what he does. He's good at being a babyface. He's good at getting the crowd fired up. People love Ryback to this point, and I think that it's only going to get bigger and better for him. So I look for Ryback to have a good match at the pay-per-view. He and Big Show, despite what anyone wants to say about size and whatnot, they've had good matches in the past. I expect them to have a good match. And the addition of Miz is just that much better, man, because Miz is so good at what he does. He makes you hate him. You know what I'm saying? Make me hate you. What were we saying before, man? Good old-fashioned heels. Make me hate you. He's funny. He's entertaining. He makes me hate him. That's what I like about him. I need to hate him. That's his job, and he does it very well. Miz is a good heel. Shame on you if you don't think so. You're wrong, okay? Miz is a good heel. I think this match is going to be entertaining from start to finish. I think it's going to be fun to watch. I can't wait to see it. The tag team belts are on the line at the pay-per-view. If it were up to me, I'm just going to kind of hit and miss on this one, folks, kind of skim over it real quick if you don't mind. If it were up to me, the primetime players would keep the championship belts. But I will tell you this, the New Day has to be the most fun, most entertaining act that WWE has had in quite some time. That skip, that prance that they have going down the ramp, forget it. I'm dead. Every time it happens, I'm dead straight up on my couch. You know, call the mortician, man. It's time to wheel me out of there, straight up. It's so good. It's so funny. It's so over the top and ridiculous that you can't help but laugh because I'm thinking about it right now in my head. Dude, I cannot stop. It's crazy. They just kill. They kill every time. I would love to see them. I'll be honest with you, they don't need the belts. Primetime players should just keep them. They don't need the belts. I mean, it's going to be a big match, more than 2 tag teams involved and all that good stuff. And I'm not trying to make light of the tag team situation. I'm not. I like the teams involved and everything. But to me, a lot of what's happening with tag team division, in my opinion, is how serious is it? How serious are you taking it? To me, where I'm coming from here on this, it's only as serious and only as intense and only as good as the company will allow it to be. Just like the women's division. Just like the cruiserweight division used to be. It's the same idea. Like the hardcore title division. The hardcore division used to be. It's the same idea. It's only going to be as big and important as and entertaining as the company allows it to be. In tag team division, in my opinion, I still believe there's some work to be done. There's some good teams, but I still believe there's some room to work, some room to maneuver. But I had to get that off my chest because, you know, the New Day skipping down the ramp, Kofi, and Big E. I didn't know Big E was funny. Big E's a hoot, as they say from my neck of the woods where I come from, man. He's a hoot. He's a hoot and a half, which is to say he's a hoot and a half of another hoot. That's a lot of hooting, okay? So, I mean, he's impressive. But it's funny stuff, man. It's entertaining. And again, as I said before, that's what pro wrestling is, dude. It's just supposed to be fun and entertaining. That's why we watch. That's why we're having fun with it, man. That's why we keep watching. And that's what brings us back to the table each and every week. That's the important stuff, honestly. And it's fun times, right? The New Day is those over-the-top heels, over-the-top entertainers, and, you know, they're doing the best they can with what they have, and, man, they're doing a bang-up job. I love watching these guys. Got nothing but positive things to say about them. But I do like the primetime players, so it's all going to work out in the end. Los Matadors and, you know, solid tag team. Forget the stupid mask and the stupid bull running around. Just watch them in terms of their tag team work. Oh, dude, they're fluid. They're more than fluid. They're automatic. They're very good at what they do. And I mean, not to make light of anything because of the gimmick, but the match itself is going to be good. Can we just agree on that one here? It's going to be very good. I am looking forward to seeing it. So, you know, you also have the Ascension running around, tag team title contenders always, and, you know, we're always the possibility of being there. And there's other guys floating around, and got some tag teams in NXT are looking good. But for me, as a whole, honestly, for the most part, WWE still needs to take some time and attention when it comes to tag team division of their company. That's just me talking. But again, I think this match is going to be fun and entertaining. As we said before, folks, we're bouncing around the card today. So if I miss anything, again, you can look up the entire card on WWE.com. You can also find all that you want to know on Bleacher Report and various other websites. I recommend Bleacher, of course, because, hey, I'm there. Why not? So go check it out, man. Let's go ahead and get to 3 big matches. Okay, these are 3 huge matches. Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns taking on, I don't know if we can call them the Wyatt family now, but I guess maybe you can, Luke Harper and Bray Wyatt. Now, one thing is expected to happen by a lot of fans out there, yours truly included. There's expected to be a heel turn. Now, does that mean there's going to be one? I didn't say that. I think there's going to be. Am I going to be right? I don't know. They could put it off to the Monday after. Wouldn't that be a switch? That would be a nice change of pace, yes? But basically everyone and their brother at this point expects Dean to turn on Roman. Why is that, Tom? Hey, I'm glad you asked. Because in a piece upcoming for the Camel Clutch blog, the highly esteemed Camel Clutch blog, I should say, yours truly is on there, and it's all about, you know, Dean and Roman being WWE's modern-day Butch and Sundance. If you haven't seen Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, when you get done listening to this, go watch the thing. Because, first of all, what is wrong with you that you've never seen the movie? Okay? Jeez. Number two, my audience is smart. You guys are fun. You're intelligent. You're good fans. You know what you're doing. You know what you're talking about. But if you haven't seen Butch and Sundance, holy God in heaven. Seriously, dude, what are you thinking at this point? Go make it happen. Because I guarantee you within 5 minutes of watching it, you're going to be thinking Dean and Roman. It's perfect pairing, man. It really is. They have made it fun. They've made it entertaining. They're very good at working together. They've got each other's backs. They're a family. They're brothers. We love each other. We both wear black. It's so much fun. So, what does that spell for everyone else listening? I'll tell you what it spells for everyone, and me too. It spells betrayal. That's right, folks. As with any other walk of life, if it's too good to be true, it probably is, which means Dean and Roman are not going to make it through SummerSlam without something funky happening to cause one guy to turn on the other, or perhaps it's already been planned out ahead of time, and we shall see how it goes. I, unlike many other fans and writers out there, am not predicting Dean to turn. I'm predicting your boy Roman to make the turn. Now, is it going to happen? Excellent question. I don't have any idea. But I can't I can't tell you, man. I have to laugh. It's funny. I can tell you, man, for sure that if it were me booking it, Roman Reigns would turn heel from this. I thought that turning him heel the night after WrestleMania 31 when he did not beat Brock Lesnar for the title and Seth Rollins screwed him once again. I thought that was too soon. I thought it was too soon before WrestleMania when they kept booing him out of the building. Thought it was too soon. I thought it was too soon the night after Royal Rumble when they booed him out of the building for winning the Rumble in the first place and Daniel not even being given a shot to win at all. Didn't think they should have turned him then. They didn't. It's a good move. Now, I think the time has come, but why in the world do I think that? Glad you asked. Here's what I'm thinking, folks. Here's what I'm thinking. Roman Reigns' time has come. Why? Because as much good as he's done to become a good babyface, and yes, he's become a good babyface, man. He's become a little workhorse. He gets it done. You can't deny. Love him or hate him. A lot of people out there still hate the guy. You can't deny the sweat equity he's put into becoming a better professional wrestler. He's doing better in the ring. His mic work is still, to me, it's whatever, but he's doing much better in the ring than he did before. The feud with Bray went to the toilet fast because they didn't do anything good for either guy. They threw Roman's daughter into it, which is an excellent twist, and they never had Roman get so ticked off he couldn't see straight, which does make a difference, or doesn't make any sense to me at all, man. I got a 6-year-old kid. Someone even breathes the wrong way in his direction, and you're going to see this pro wrestling writer go nuts, okay, and lose his stuff. And to me, I never saw that with Roman. I never saw that rage and that angst and that fury come out of him, man. I never saw it. They've had opportunities to show it. Battleground was a chance. They never showed it, which was very disappointing. So, as I said before, folks, the feud was not impressive. This is probably going to be the last you're going to see of it. Mostly because, again, nothing really good happened from it, but also because it's really expected at this point that one of these guys is going to turn heel. And again, if it were me, I would turn Roman heel because I believe there's a very good chance that if you were to turn Dean heel or try to, he could baby out in the process. Because if he starts putting the boots to Roman, he's going to get cheered for it. You see what I'm saying? I don't think it's the right move. I think turning Roman heel, giving him the opportunity to grow into that role as he's done, growing into the role of a babyface is the right move, and I think it's going to happen. I really see it happening. I don't know. Is it going to happen at SummerSlam? Who knows? But I think of the two different outcomes, possible outcomes that could potentially happen as a result of this match, I would go with Roman turning heel. That's just my take. So. But either way, the match is going to be fun. These are 4 guys that worked each other 1,000 times. They know what they're doing. They know how to get in the match, and they probably didn't have to call very many spots. They know what each man's going to do before they do it. They know what each guy likes to do in the ring. That's the moves they're going to call. And I'd be surprised if you saw the 4 of these guys talking to each other and actually calling the match. I don't think they're even going to even have to worry about that much. Because, again, you work somebody so many times, a la Ricky Steamboat versus Ric Flair. You can watch Steamboat and Flair's classic matches from 88, 89, 1990, there along in there. And before, actually. And you won't even see the guys talking in the ring because they're that good, because they wrestle each other so many times, it was just automatic. And I think that's what you're going to see from this match. I think it's going to be fun and entertaining and exciting. I think it's going to be a good one. I really do. And I'm looking forward to see how it ends, because that's going to be the test. Who's going to be left standing at the end of it? I firmly believe it's going to be Roman standing over a prone Dean Ambrose, and maybe not smiling down on him, but kind of glaring at him. And then Monday Night Raw, you get the explanation why he turned heel. So stay tuned, folks, for that one. I think it's going to be good. 2 matches left that I want to talk about here, folks, in regards to SummerSlam. The WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Seth Rollins, defending in a title versus title match, title for title, winner takes all, yes, against your boy, John Cena, United States Heavyweight Champion. Now, who's going to win this match? Oh, my God, I can't believe you asked me that. But since you did, here's my answer. I have no clue. Aren't you tired of hearing that? I'm tired of saying it. Here's my thing, man, when it comes to this match. I think that John is going to do what John does. He's going to turn in a good match. I think Seth's going to do what Seth does, and he's going to turn in a great match. And I think together, this match is going to be one of the best these guys have ever had together, if not the best match they've ever had together. And I think you're going to come away from this match standing up, applauding. I think it's going to be that good. Now, in terms of who walks away with all the gold, I don't want to see Seth Rollins lose the championship belt. I'm on the record. I said before, I've written it several times, Seth should retain the championship belt. I don't care out there who doesn't agree. I don't care who out there believes that Seth's title run has not been that good. Shame on you. You're wrong, okay? Seth is one of the best heels. Right now, he's top heel in that company, bar none. Don't talk to me about Triple H or his wife. I don't want to hear about it. Don't talk to me about Kevin Owens. I love me some Kevin Owens. Kevin's not top heel in the company, okay? Seth Rollins is. He's top heel in the company because he's that good, because he has the strap. That's what makes him the top heel in the company. He's that good, okay? And Seth is, for my money, pound for pound, the best choice to be champion at the moment, okay? If you want the belt to be on a heel, he's the right guy to have it, okay? I would not have him drop the belt to Cena. Now, in a podcast that I recently did, and of course this is episode number 29, I wanted to say it was the last episode, 28. You have your phone or your mobile device in front of you. Go look it up for yourself. I'm pretty sure it was episode number 28. Maybe. Perhaps. Might have been 27. John Cena in the Magic number 16. It seemed like no one on the planet was talking about the fact that Cena's next championship title win was going to be number 16, tying Ric Flair's all-time record. Well, now everyone's talking about it, when as before no one was, and I was the only dude writing about it. Well, guess what? It's broke. He's talking about it on TV. He kind of had some swagger. He didn't kind of have swagger. He had serious swagger. Bragging on himself a little bit, which he should. He's John Cena, dude. What are you going to do about that? It's kind of what he does. It's who he is. Till somebody come along and knock him off top of the mountain, who's anyone to tell him he can't brag on himself? Honestly, he didn't turn heel. Don't no one start crying to me and yelling and screaming about, oh, God, he's on the verge of a heel turn. Can I just be honest with you right now? Mother Teresa had a better chance of turning heel than John Cena ever will. Don't even talk to me about that garbage. Save it for somebody else who will fall for it, brother. You got the wrong dude barking up the wrong tree. I'm just saying right now. It was a tough thing to believe that John's ever going to turn, which is why I don't believe it anymore. I've moved on with my life, and so should you. But again, I think John's going to do what he does at SummerSlam. He's going to have a good match. Seth's going to have a great match together. Their match is going to become very memorable, very quickly, an instant classic perhaps. But if it's me booking it, again, Seth Rollins keeps the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. I think it's the right move. I think that Cena on the defense is better than Cena as champion, because I think Cena as champion is more stale than he is right now. And to a lot of fans, myself included at times, he's pretty darn still as we speak, okay? So why make that worse? Why put him the unbeatable, undefeatable champion that's always on top and no one can touch him? That's boring, okay? There's no drama in that. There's always drama in the heel being the champion and the babyface chasing him. There's more drama. It's more compelling. It's more interesting. It's more, the whole thing is just better. Gets your attention, makes you want to watch. How many people don't want to see Seth lose at this point? Forget the fact about the respect level. I'm talking about in terms of his character. Seth is so good at being so bad that virtually everyone in that crowd wants to see him lose the strap. Lose it to John, that works. Who cares? As long as he loses the belt, okay? But to me, if I'm the one calling the shots, I say Seth keeps the championship belt. That's just me talking. I think he's got a lot of good left to do as champion. I think his run has been very well done, and I would keep it up as long as possible. I'd keep it up to WrestleMania 32. That's just me talking. Then put him in a three-way dance with Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns for the championship. It's an all-Shield main event. That's what I say. You heard it here first. Well, you heard it here first actually like a year ago or something. But I'm sticking to my guns. I still believe an all-Shield main event for WrestleMania 32. There you go. Okay, folks, last match we're going to talk about for SummerSlam is, of course, the big one. The Mac Daddy of all matches. The match that everyone's talking about. The match people can't get enough of. The Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar. Now, defy anyone out there to not say like him, and you can't do it, don't even try. Okay, so I'm not as excited about this one as perhaps I am for the other matches. Why is that, Tom? Because you got something against them. I never said that. You said that. I have nothing against these guys. I'm a fan of both of them. I'm a fan of Undertaker's legend. I'm a fan of the fact that Undertaker's still getting in there and throwing hands and going hardcore and do everything he needs to do to put a match over. Getting himself beat up, getting himself thrown around, this, that, and the other thing. I think that it's working, and I think that he deserves props for his age of being who he is and what he is. I don't care if he's only working once, twice a year. Makes no difference, man. The guy is tremendous. He's always entertaining. When he's at Mania, he's always on his game. No one should expect anything he does at SummerSlam. He will look good, trust me. Okay? And it's nothing against Brock Lesnar either. Again, I'm a fan of both these guys. Brock is a killing machine. Cold-hearted. Ice water run through his veins, dude. Again, he's hardcore. He's a beast incarnate. He's everything you could ever possibly want. Your world champion, times 5. He's that good. He's that intense. He's that monstrous. He can sell merch. He can scare you. He can smile and be your friend. He can hate your guts and want to see you dead. Okay, that's how good he is. Brock is that good. Thanks to Paul Heyman pumping him up, which is what Paul does. Paul's an excellent orator, and he always has been. Top guy on the mic in that company from the day CM Punk left to right now. And debatable before if he was a top mic guy at that time too. Okay, but top guy on the mic for sure, best manager of all time, my estimation. If nothing else, this match will be entertaining. Both guys are going to bring everything they have. They're going to leave it all on the line. You're going to see some heavy punches being thrown. Some stiff shots, I'm sure. It's not going to be for the faint of heart. If this were happening 10 or 12 years ago, I would tell you this sucker's going to be filled with blood, okay? Which it probably should be. What do I think is going to happen as a result of this match? Excellent question. Here's what I think is going to go down. Okay? I think that Undertaker needs to win. And I publish a piece. I keep talking about my stuff because I got to plug. Man. It's who I is, right? It's who I is. But I recently wrote a column about the whole situation in which I said Undertaker needs this win. He needs it desperately, okay, for a lot of reasons. But primary among them is because he needs to set himself up for SummerSlam, for WrestleMania 32, in which he'll face Sting. And yes, he's going to work Sting at WrestleMania 32. Shut up. Everybody shut up. It's going to happen. Has to happen. Sting versus Undertaker has to happen at WrestleMania 32. Shut up. Quit talking about it. Quit telling me I'm wrong. Quit telling me they're too old. Quit telling me WWE's won't do it. Quit talking to me about heel versus baby, baby versus heel. They're both baby. It won't work. Tom, shut up. Screw you. I don't want to hear any of that nonsense. It's going to happen. It has to happen. It's going to happen. Trust me when I tell you. Sting will face Undertaker at WrestleMania 32. It has to happen. Sting is on the payroll now, folks. He works in WWE. Okay, maybe he's not there all the time, but you're missing the point. He's on the payroll, okay? He's in that company now, so that means that it's time. They're not getting any younger. If the match is going to happen, it has to happen in 2016, okay? In Texas, in Arlington, okay? When they go to fill that stadium up, man, seriously, when they go to fill that stadium up, it's got to happen. Seriously, they want 100,000 fans there. You got to give him Sting versus Undertaker. You have to. It's not. It's a no-brainer. There's no guesswork to be done here. Book the match. Okay? Taker's not going to go under to Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam and then go march on to face Sting. He needs to have momentum. He needs to look untouchable and unbeatable. Okay? Because that's who he is. Needs to get back to form. And I think that, honestly, the match is going to happen at WrestleMania 32. It's going to be a classic that we're going to be talking about for years to come, that the match that we never thought we'd ever see has finally come to pass, and we saw it with our own two eyes on the WrestleMania stage, man. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be entertaining. It's going to be everything we hoped it would be and a lot more. And that's me talking. I firmly believe that. But Undertaker has to beat Brock Lesnar first at SummerSlam, which I think he's going to do. Okay? So, folks, how are you thinking? How are you feeling about SummerSlam? The Jon Stewart hosted SummerSlam. Can I just say this for you right now, folks? And everyone, please listen up when I say this, because I'm not even kidding about this, people. Jon Stewart needs to make WWE his new career. I'm being straight up with you. Couldn't be more honest with you if I wanted to. Jon Stewart needs to come to work full-time for WWE. I'm sorry. Period. That's it. Game over. Do it. Do it. Okay? Because Jon Stewart is such a natural fit. Okay? He's funny. He's a fresh face in that company. Great sense of humor. He did very well with Seth Rollins Monday Night Raw that night. Okay? Very convincing. He didn't break character. He had fun. They had fun with him. This thing needs to continue. I'm just being straight up with you, man. Jon Stewart needs to come to work in WWE. Now, in what capacity? I don't care. I could care less. Make him the GM for all I care. Put him on TV in some sort of authority role. Put him on TV as color commentator. I don't even care what you do with him. The guy's funny. He's a breath of fresh air. He's something new. He's something different. He's a fan himself. I say bring him in. I don't think he could hurt anything. He'll bring more eyes to the product. He'll bring more attention to the product. Speaking of bringing more attention to the product, SummerSlam is being covered on SportsCenter. Oh, my God. Can I just say that again? SummerSlam being covered on SportsCenter. Oh, my God. Dude, can I just tell you how things have changed from the time that I was a kid to this very point right now? If you're a kid, first off, thanks for listening. You could have been doing your homework. Please do your homework when you stop listening to this. And eat your vegetables and, don't worry about saying prayers and taking vitamins. That stuff is just not good for you. Just eat vegetables and listen to Tom's podcast. Then this thing tanked miserably. I got a 6-year-old. I tell him this all the time. Boy, eat your vegetables and listen to Daddy's show. Yes, Daddy, I do whatever you say, because my boy listens. You understand? But I can't tell you the difference, man. But it's night and day between when I was a kid and now. Even in my teenage years, man, ESPN laughed at pro wrestling. I had friends that laughed at it. Other people that I didn't know laughed at it. TV in general laughed at it. Everyone outside the business thought it was a joke. And yes, it was the F word, fake, and all that nonsense. SummerSlam is going to be covered by ESPN. Have I told you that? It bears repeating. SummerSlam covered by ESPN. Oh, my God. It's a big deal. This is not just, on SportsCenter one night, Coach casually mentions WrestleMania. No. This is ESPN's network covering SummerSlam. Dude, I could not be happier. I think it's awesome. Jim Ross made an excellent point on one of his podcasts recently in which he says, and it's a great point to make, by the way, that WWE has survived, the business as a whole, has survived pretty well without the support from the mainstream media, mainstream sports sites and sports channels. A lot of guys have become millionaires. A lot of guys become stinking rich, and a lot of other guys have made a pretty good living, thank you very much. And WWE's become a billion-dollar company, thank you very much. Because the product, because the business, because there's so much fan appeal, the fan base is huge. There's so much appeal there, man. The devotion, the passion that fans have for the product. You can't deny any of that to me, dude. Don't even try. It's impossible. Seriously. And all that happened, 20,000 seats, 30,000 seats, 80,000 seats, 79,000, 81,000 past 3 years WrestleMania, 100,000 more than likely next year in Dallas, in Texas, WrestleMania 32, okay? And all of that stuff has happened in spite of the fact that places like ESPN could care less about us as fans and could care less about pro wrestling as a product, as a business, as an industry. Have I mentioned that ESPN is going to cover SummerSlam? Oh, my God. You got to be pumped up. If you're a fan for longer than 10 minutes of your life, you got to be pumped up, man. This is some big-time stuff. Swear to God, it's some big-time stuff. I love it. You got to be crazy not to love it, man. This is some awesome stuff. What a great time to be a fan, to see this coming to fruition, to see it coming to pass. I love it. And for all those non-fans out there giving ESPN a hard time, do me a favor. Shut up. For God's sake. I got to sit through your stupid I got to sit through stupid sports that I don't care about. I'm not going to name them in particular because if you're fans of that sport, I don't want you getting mad at me. I'm just saying I'm not a fan of every sport ESPN covers. But I'm not going to sit there and complain about it, whine about it, as I was just getting ready to, and I caught myself. Thank you very much. What I'm saying is, let it go. Let ESPN do this. Let us have our moment in the sun. And if they don't want to mention us again until WrestleMania 32, then so be it, dude. Whatever. But let us have this. Jesus, you'll get everything else in due time. Right after it goes back to regular programming, you get all the stupid scores you want and all the other nonsense and overpaid athletes and guys getting thrown in jail and drugs and steroids and all the freaking nonsense. Off season and guys getting banged up, being in nightclubs and nonsense, wasting their money on cars they really couldn't afford otherwise and. Just this idea of, I'm a professional athlete, I'm entitled. You should be happy that you have what you had to begin with, because at any given moment you could blow your knee out and be done for the rest of your career. So don't be too comfortable. It's the same idea in pro wrestling, man. Don't brag too much because tomorrow could be your last match. You never know, right? So let us have our moment. Then you get back to other sports and then just enjoy other stuff you want to watch. But let us have this, for crying out loud. So yes, I'm looking forward to SummerSlam being covered by ESPN. Oh my God. I'm looking forward to Jon Stewart hosting. I'm looking forward to the matches taking place. SummerSlam's going to be a good show, man. I'm going to have some popcorn, some wings, some pizza. Going to have a couple of buds over, some friends, and we're just going to enjoy the product, watch it on the network, and have a blast. Because that's what you do if you're a pro wrestling fan. Have fun. Have fun eating pizza and watching pro wrestling, man. What better fun is there to have besides seeing Sonny naked on Skype? Here comes the stuff portion of the podcast, in case you're wondering when I was going to get to it, as the hour begins to wind down here. Oy vey, so is what I got to say to you. If you don't know, now you know. Sonny is apparently selling time on Skype. If you'd like to talk to Sonny on Skype, and no, this is not an endorsement, this is not a commercial, I'm just throwing it out there for you. Go look it up on Twitter. It's very interesting, to say the least. You can buy some time with Sonny, and she'll take stuff off for you. And you can show stuff to her too if you want. What a crazy time. What a crazy time to be a fan. I just said that as it was a good thing earlier with the SportsCenter thing and ESPN, and it is. What's my take on this? Glad you asked. Here it is, folks. In my opinion, the women will always have it harder than the men when it comes to pro wrestling. Why is that? Okay? Because, to me, Sonny is one of those women that never learned to do anything else. I'm not saying she's not educated. She's educated. Don't misunderstand me here. It's not spoken out of disrespect. I don't mean any disrespect at all. Okay? But I'm saying as a career choice, evidently, in my opinion, she didn't learn how to do anything else, okay? Or she doesn't like to do anything else to the point of wanting to make it her career. She wants to stay in the entertainment field. The rumors are abounding as we speak. She's going to do porn professionally. I don't know if it's true or not. I have no idea. The rumors are still there. We'll have to wait and see what happens, what goes down with it. But I will say this for sure. When you don't know how to do anything else, you're going to do anything you have to do to put food on the table. Does that mean that all of us should go get naked on Skype? I'm not saying that. Before anyone judges Sonny for what she's doing, and is it embarrassing? It's kind of embarrassing if you're a pro wrestling fan, I'll be honest with you. Should she be embarrassed? Maybe. I don't know what level of shame she has, if she has any at all. Don't know what's in her head or in her heart, for that matter. It's not for me to say or for me to judge. But I will say this, again, when you don't know how to do anything else, you're going to do whatever you have to do to make money. Now, I'm not endorsing it. I'm not saying go do it. I'm not saying I'm going to do it myself. But a lot of us out there, you included, have done things, are guilty of things. We all are guilty because we all screw up all the time, make silly decisions and stupid decisions, and we fail constantly. She's no better or worse than anyone else in that regard, okay? I will say this, that things have changed since she was the gorgeous, perky diva in WWE, and really the first diva, if you want to think about that. She's been given that title, and I think it sticks pretty well, and it makes a lot of sense. But It's a tough one to call. I'm not going to sit here and rag on her and give her down the road and make fun of the whole situation. I think it's very bizarre. I didn't think I'd ever see this happen. She's done online nudity stuff before. She had a website one time that she shared with Missy Hyatt and a couple of the other girls used to be in the business, and where they were naked and posing naked with each other and full frontal and everything and close-up shots. And porn may not be that far off. But I will say this, she's made an excellent point on Twitter that the more people talk about it, the more attention she gets. And if you don't want something to get attention, stop talking about it. I just kind of plugged the whole thing. Chances are you're going to go to Twitter right now and check it out, right? Listen, if you Skype her, tell her Tom says hi. She doesn't know me. I'm just saying. Although I did get the chance to work with Missy Hyatt one time. Got some interesting stories from that deal, and it was, she was unique, to say the least. But anyway, that's going on. I mean, just a bizarre story, just something kind of off the wall. But yeah, it's happening, man. It's happening. All kinds of stuff with that girl, and she's getting paid, right? It's working. It's working for her, I suppose. God bless her in that regard. What else is going on here, folks? There's Roddy Piper, as we've said on the previous podcast, we wished him and his family well. There's some stuff being said right now, and I'm not going to give a lot of credence to it. I'm not going to tell you where I read it or who I heard it from or whatever. There's people out there saying that WWE is directly responsible. Some people suggesting that Roddy's state of mind at the time of his death led to his health issues and all that nonsense. Let me I told you all that to tell you this, okay? Be very careful what you believe and what you read, because there's a lot of garbage out there. There's a website that had just as a sidebar here, a website that ran a video that posted on, I think it was either Facebook or Twitter, in which they talked about the top, behind the scenes stories from WWE, top 10 behind the scenes stories, whatever such nonsense it was. The thing was filled with gossip, innuendo, rumors, and unproven stories. Not one source was cited. There was no sources to begin with. No background information. Not one website to go check out to back up what they were telling you. Nothing. It was a lot of speculation, a lot of guesswork on their part, to be honest with you, in my estimation. A lot of gossip, as I said before. A lot of rumor, innuendo, just a bunch of nonsense. Be very careful what you listen to and what you read, because the last thing you want to do is be grouped into that category of fans who are just a bunch of numbskulls. Don't be a numbskull, okay? Be a star. I mean, seriously, man, if you respect the business, don't treat it like garbage. Don't treat the performers like garbage. Don't sit there and bash Sonny. Is she making some wrong choices? Well, maybe they're not your choices, but are they the wrong choices? Dude, I don't know. Are they wrong for her? Well, guess what? You don't have to answer for them. Neither do I. It's her life, man. It's her deal. Whatever she wants to do, hey, more power to her, right? Whatever she wants to do, it's her life. But have respect for these folks. That's not to say you got to hold them up on a platform and praise them and worship them. I'm not saying that, dude. But what I am saying is, don't be so quick to judge. Don't be so quick to bash and destroy and tear apart. I mean, one time you were probably cheering for this girl in the ring or clapping for her, think she was beautiful and appreciated how sassy she was and how much life and energy she brought to the product. Now you're gonna bag on her and ditch on her? Really? I don't know. I just have a hard time doing that, man. I got a hard time with it. As many times as I've criticized guys, it's never been personal. It's always been professional criticism. Honestly, it's always been, man, I wish the match had been better. I feel like he laid down a little bit. It's always been along those lines. It's never been, well, he sucks, he's an idiot, he's a moron. I don't know, man. There's plenty of writers out there writing that garbage. You don't need me to do that as well. It's just ridiculous. So evidently, the stuff part of the program today included a naked Sonny and me soapboxing. Wasn't that fun? Did you have fun? Don't even lie. Listen, you always have fun when you listen to the show. You always have fun when you tune in. Don't even lie. I have a lot of fun bringing it to you every time. This was episode 29. Episode 30 is on the way very soon. I've been threatening for a long time. It's a year this month, August, that the main event began. It's been a fun ride. I continue to want to do many, many more episodes and having this podcast run as long as I possibly can. As long as I can do it, I'm going to do it, and I love doing it, okay? Be straight up with you. I love writing, I love doing this, everything in between. It's some fun stuff. Great time to be a fan, great time to be a pro wrestling writer. It really is. I'm having a blast. Hope you are too. Thanks for listening. We're going to go ahead and start plugging the sites here, man, before we wrap it up and take this thing home. You can find me, as always, on BleacherReport.com, as we said before, on the highly esteemed Camel Clutch blog. You can also find me on my own personal blog, which will be updated within the next 2 days or so, TomClarkBR.wix.com/blog. You can also, of course, find the podcast you're listening to, depending on where you're listening to it right now. I'm on iTunes, Google Play, Amazon Android, Windows Phone, and it's online, TomClarksMainEvent.Libsyn.com. And actually, your boy is we're writing for another website now, sportskita.com. It's a sports coverage website out of India. I've posted 2 columns for these folks so far, and I'm pretty happy with them. They seem to be happy with them, so that's all good. Having a blast so far. Hope everyone else is enjoying it. Please go check them out. They're both SummerSlam preview pieces. They're actually slideshows, which I don't tend to do too often much. But, I'm having fun doing it. As long as I'm having fun and I feel like I can contribute, that's what I want to do. So you're looking at Bleacher Report, Camel Clutch blog, Sportskita, my own blog, and of course here on the show, which we're going to wind down now. You can find me on Twitter at TomClarkBR. Give me a follow. I will follow you back. I pinky promise on that one. I'll even pinky swear it. How's about that? If you want to follow me on Facebook, the show is on Facebook now, Tom Clark's Main Event. Just look it up on Facebook. Got my own page. Hit the like button, because if it gets hit enough, I'll get like a box of cookies, or you will, or something. That'll be fun, right? As long as it's peanut butter. I am on Tumblr. I've not posted in a while. On the Pinterest. It's been blah for me, whatever. Do you know what I mean? It's whatever, man. Nothing was really happening on either one of those sites for me, I'm going to be honest with you, so I just kind of let it go. I might revisit it at some point, but that's where you can find me. If you've got questions, comments, words of wisdom, if you just want to debate, if you want to hash some stuff out, if you want to talk about the business, you want to talk about the show, talk about the columns, please hit me up. You can find me at TomClarkBR@yahoo.com. I am there all the time. Just give me a shout, and I will answer you back. Please make them nice. I got a couple of emails recently that were not too nice. One was a little douchey. I tend to tune out the douche. I'm not really up for it. Don't really care to hear it. Leave all your douchebaggery at home. I have no interest in it. So there you are, man. Listen, do me a favor this weekend. Get SummerSlam. If you don't have the network, get the network. Check it out. Watch SummerSlam. Get your boys over, get your kids over, have your family over. Go see your mom and dad who might be wrestling fans. Get the gang together, have a fun time. Eat some pizza, drink some soda, drink whatever it is you're drinking, I guess. And not me, brother. I'm straight edge, just in case you're asking. But have some pizza, have some wings, have some fun. Treat it like Super Bowl, man. Just have a blast with it. And if you want to, go watch Sunny naked. That's cool. And show her your stuff if you want to, I suppose. Just whatever you want to do, man. I'm kidding. Again, I'm not endorsing. Just stop. Just stop. Oh, gosh. Listen, thanks again, man, for tuning in. I do appreciate it. This has been episode 29 of the Main Event. And again, please check out my stuff online. Come back again real soon. We're going to be back with episode number 30. I will plug and promote it as soon as I get the thing posted. And I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Come back for number 30. Please keep reading. And as always, thanks for being there, Doc. We do appreciate it. We will see you next time on Tom Clark's Main Event.